Oh wait, forgot. Sorry about that. I forgot. Yeah. Brain not working the best at the moment, but it's okay. Stuff happens. I forgot that I'm not wearing earphones, so it will disrupt the recording. Sheesh. Anyhow, this is I really didn't want to make this video because I think I didn't play well in a single game of the match. But wait, what's this over here? No man, I'll handle it later. But anyway, day 3, I played my match against Cole, and I've already uploaded the full video, so go check that out. But now for here, I'm going to just look at our last game, and it wasn't pretty for either of us. In fact, it's so bad that I think I'll try to soften the emotional damage on you guys watching this by playing some very soft music maybe. I don't know how loud this is actually, but I'm just reading the controls. Hopefully it's not too loud that it'll cover. But okay, anyway, let's get into the game. So this is game 4. At this point I'm down 0.5, so I need to draw to get into Armageddon or win this game to win the match. Unfortunately, as you can see, I didn't really exactly do that. I started with e4 because I had success with this in the second game. With Controlsᵀ, we repeated a similar line, the castboard winning variation. Of course, I took. And c6, I decided to just repeat what I was doing. I decided to just gambit a pawn, bishop to g4, so I just defend. E6, trying to win the c5 pawn. So of course I just I wanted to gambit the pawn. E6 is a mistake, and it's true. I should have just held onto the pawn immediately, but I wanted to get some activity and gambit away a pawn, and it seemed to work in the second game. I don't know if Cole looked at the engine in between games and found out the correct way to play against gambit, but instead of taking this pawn on e5, Cole decides to change things up by taking here on c5 instead, which is the right way to do. Play b4, trying to gain some tempo, some initiative. h3, trying to get trades in. I'm able to defend this pawn. I'm able to develop my bishop very easily, and I want to play c4 at some point. So queen to c7, trying to add an dagger onto the e5 pawn. I play bishop to b2, defending. Knight to h6, taking advantage of the fact that my bishop is no longer on this diagonal, and playing this sort of like a French, develop the knight on the other way and try and get the king castle. So here I play bishop to b5. I just wanted to get my bishop out of the way in case I wanted to castle as well. But after knight to f5, I don't think this is the best move, although it makes sense. Perhaps taking advantage of my bishop here faster would have made been a slight improvement. Because instead, after castles, I managed to get what I want. I have better pieces, more activity, and I want to play c4. I first play rook to c1 because in the event of a6, I want to retreat to d3 instead of a4, because I think the bishop is more effective on this diagonal to restrict this knight even further. So a6 was indeed played, and I retreat to d3, which was my plan all along. And now I'm ready to play c4 because my bishop can now support my c4 push. So f6 was played, understandable, trying to get rid of this pawn. Except this actually allows me to win a pawn with check, which I do play. If the bishop takes f5, e takes f5, I'm able to take with the queen with check. So after king to h8 stepping out of the way, I don't want to allow black's pieces to get into play. I want to make these pieces as awkward as possible, so I decided to play e6. Now I have a protected passed pawn. It's still a question of whether or not black can win it, but for now it looks very nice. So rook f to d8, trying to gain a tempo on my queen, but this simply gives me another free pawn. Rook to d6, trying to add some pressure here, but I have time, so I defend the pawn first. After rook to e8, now you can see that the bishop is very awkward blocking the square. So I take the time to play c4, c5. Bishop to f8, trying to allow the rook to attack the pawn, and also keeping an eye on this g7 square. Well, actually over here, I think here I had plans of trying knight to g5. If takes, I have this. Try to threaten mate that you can't, and with the queen hanging, the bishop is pinned. But after rook takes, and like there isn't really much to continue on with, because this bishop is defended by the knight and the queen, of course, but the knight is the crucial part. So because of this, I didn't really go into it, and as if I open the engine, I'm sure it's completely losing. Yeah. But even afterwards, I was still completely winning with this pass pawn over here, so I decided to keep this. And at every point, I still kept looking at this knight to g5 move. It's a bit too greedy, I don't even know what I'm doing. But c4 here again. If bishop to to d8 instead, I don't think this still works, but the rook would be trapped, but I wouldn't have this idea even, because queen takes, can't trade because I'll make queen, so block the pawn, and I guess I'm still winning here. Maybe I should have played this. If yeah, I think I would probably play knight g5 if bishop to d8 was played, but bishop to here was played, so I can't play knight to g5 anymore. Can't play knight to g5 anymore, so instead I play c5, following through my plan, forcing the rook back to d8. Here I play rook to c2, trying to double up. I think maybe I should have played something like h4, h5, h6. That is also an idea, but I decided to double up and just increase the pressure, because I think this was just comfortably winning, and this is indeed comfortably winning. Bishop to c1, I want to reroute my bishop over here instead to exert even more pressure. However, I think this might have been a slight mistake, because the queen wants to go to c1 to win the pawn anyway, so that might not have been the most accurate move, but it's not easy to find a good plan here. Maybe h4, h5 or something like that. Maybe like g4, g5. So queen c8, bishop to f4, following through the plan, knight to d8, adding another extra defender here to the pawn. But I think this isn't really the most accurate, because it actually blockades the own pieces. And here I saw that after bishop to d6, I forced black to take. I saw that it was a good way to convert into a very easily winning game. Like here I can take, for example, or I can, like this is the actual plan, because if I take here, then if takes, I can win the queen for this, and if my bishop is taken, then I'm queen against rook. If my knight is taken, I can move, and this knight is undefended, maybe something like this, and it's still a queen against a rook. So this was the idea, but I don't know what I was doing. I took back, and here I'm still winning, but it's not so clear, because after takes, maybe queen takes, knight takes, then this is an even trade. I'm still better, extra pawn, better knight, but I'm still better. I'm probably still winning, but I didn't even do that. Instead, I just hung my queen for some obvious reason. I think I even drew this arrow beforehand. I was like, okay, this comes with check, so I can't take. But then I still went ahead and take it for some weird reason. And of course, Cole sees it. Props to Cole. Take back the rook, lose my queen, and then this was just a very simple conversion. To lose a piece here, I just take a bunch of pawns. And after giving up all my material, maybe there was some chance here to play no, I don't think there was any chance. Because if this is still not stalemate, I can still move, so I don't think I had a chance at any point, because it's blocking my king from getting into any stalemate squares. So anyhow, Cole converted cleanly and checkmated me, so I lost the game and the match. And if you thought this game was tilting, just to put things into perspective, let me show the graph. Yeah, I was +5, even +8 at some point. I was +8 here, and become +6 around, and then it dropped instantly to -7 because I have my queen. Yeah, I could have taken before, I could have taken after, but instead I took it when I couldn't have taken it. Yeah, I don't know what happened. And if you think that was tilting, wait till you see the other games. The other games are much worse. From my perspective as a 1970 rated on chess, I think all of the wins were pretty undeserving. Even the draw was pretty undeserving. All of the games were pretty terribly played, in the sense that like it wasn't the supposed outcome at all, and it was just hoping for the opponent to blunder. Both sides were hoping for the opponent to blunder, and it was pretty terrible in my opinion. So, but if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you check out the full video of all the games. It's very spicy. But of course, it's not to discredit Cole. Cole still played very well, capitalized when they should have, and yeah, made sure to play to their outs and managed to win. So congratulations to Cole. And with this, since I haven't managed to finish my game with Viri even until now, I still can't find a time where our schedules match. Phoenix as well. One time it was because of Discord not sending me notifications for some reason, and although I was awake, I purposely stayed up for a few days in a row to try and get some games in with the people that I haven't played with yet, but scheduling just didn't work out. So with this loss here, I'm actually tied in score with Cole, but since Cole has more games completed, Cole and Pop-Up will probably proceed to the next round, which is nice as well. And I probably won't be forcing anyone to play their games with me in hopes of going to the next, of qualifying to the next round, because on one hand it's just a fun tournament. There's no need to make people feel pressured or stressed to oblige, or I don't want to make people feel bad that they caused me to disqualify or something like that. Wait, what was that sound? Notification sound, but never mind, I'll handle it later. I don't want people to feel bad that they made me disqualify when I play this kind of very terrible chess. So yeah, I still have a bunch of assignments to do. I don't really have any time to arrange matches with them anymore. Deadline's coming up, and I am also playing in the Chess Collegiate Championship, so the one that I think Chess.com and some other organization organize. It's a league between tertiary universities, and I'm on the team, so I have to prepare for that so that I don't play like this. But yeah, I also probably need to get some rest. My sleep schedule has been whack, and I probably need to take better care of myself and stuff like that as well. As you can probably see, I'm also injured. I was too tired when cycling, and I hit a curb, got myself injured all over. Just minor bruises and scratches, but yeah, I'm pretty out of it. I don't know what's going on with myself lately. But if I somehow manage to squeeze the time, I'll edit the video of the cycling and show you how the POV of hitting a curb and getting smashed into the ground. So that's that. Congrats to Cole and Pop-Up for making it to the next round. Oh yeah, I also need to post a few games that I had against Fury, which I haven't gone through yet. But I don't think I'll be making another separate analysis video of that. Yeah, whatever. I'm not really in the best shape right now. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'll just end it here. Okay, see you guys. Thanks for watching. Support me if you want, and further updates in future streams. Yes, now back to assignments.